Set one. Set one. Let's do this. How long we got? 11 minutes. What is this? Just came back from lunch. Let's see how we do it. What happened? Could be anything. NASDAQ rallying. You're very strong. Anyone have a position on right now? Well, you see, the thing is I've decided to come up with a bit of a challenge for myself. And I was talking to the guys puzzle last night, and what it was, I said, you know, what I'm going to try and do is just come up with this one micro position, one trade per day, one small 50k combine, and see how long it takes to pass that combine. And it's entirely about the process, because the amount of working one combine is big, right? Except it is, because I've managed to make $600 with one micro. If you get on the right side, just ride it all day long. Now it's tricky with when it's one entry, one exit, because I was just listening to the segment before this, and Coach Jay is like, yeah, I like to be in with 3 or 4 so that you can scale out, etc., etc. And he's talking micros at this time of day anyway. And I totally agree with that, and that's how I normally trade. The idea of this one micro, one in, one out, one trade a day, is really about trying to improve my accuracy, right? Now today, I'm not doing terribly well. I've been watching the market off and on all day, and I've been very, very patient all day, and then suddenly I saw this was the trade, brother. Yes, where we were coming up against this daily trend line.
Holy macaroni! Out of control right now, Paul. Sorry to interrupt you. Massive up here, up almost 50 points in NQ. If anyone has any trade ideas on, please let's get to those. But if not, Paul, continue on.
The only one that I've got is short R Bob.
Okay. Well, none of us have that one.
I know.
Hey, if you got the chart in the setup, take it,
T. What is NQ doing?
Order That's all about I know. NQ. Okay, NQ seriously though is still pumping. Yeah. Seriously,
I know it's a crazy market. Yeah.
650 and counting. Oh, I wanted to just
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
One lot challenge. What do we got, Paul?
Yeah, so what it was is that I saw that if you look at the markets, the chart that I'm showing right now shows you the monthly view, the weekly view, the daily view, the 30 minutes and 5 minutes. Now, the reason I'm looking at all of those different time frames is to try and work out where the long-term high, the long-term low, the long-term value low and value highs are, point of control and all of that. Using that, I can see if I look down at my daily chart here, which I know looks quite small in the bottom corner there, you can see that trend line. It's been downward for a long time. Now, today, in the last sort of 15, 20 minutes, we've had 2 lots of positive news on the old tariff front, right, that they're being pulled. Yeah, and that's kind of blown this trade, right? In as much as the for me, the stop was right here at this value high, which is also, if I switch to the ES, not that one, that one, it's also this GEX1 level. Right, so we've got a GEX1 level, which is at the same point as that, as what we were just looking at. The GEX1 level, just for those of you that are looking at numbers, it's 58.50, right?
So 58.50. Right,
Yeah, the options. Yeah, the options exposure level, right? So the GEX one's quite an important one. So I set my stop just the other side of that. It's like if we break through that, then the trade is broken. Until then, there's every chance as we keep coming down and testing the put support that we'll break that down to the downside. And if we do, then that's the trade. And so that was the trade idea for this one, based on the fact that we're hitting the trend on the daily. I thought it made sense. It still makes sense in my head, but it hasn't worked.
Still rallying. Yeah, NQ's still rallying here. Looking. Any like entries, Paul, to like right here, right now, anything, or Deanna? I mean, you're kind of looking at RBOB, but you got eyes on NQ. We'll take anything you got. Just looks like a smash and buy.
Right, so let's have a look. I'm going to look at ES because NQ gives me a headache.
Okay, we can do ES too. Also cruising to the upside here.
It's also rallying. It's probably not as crazy as NQ, because it never is.
Never is.
Yeah. All right, let's have a look. I mean, this is an equity index, so we have to take any shorts with a pinch of salt, right? Because we have seen this market be incredibly resilient and clinging to every bit of good news that's been coming out of Trump and the dreaded T word. As soon as they can cling to something, they just whack it back up and keep going. So whenever we're looking for shorts in equities, we have to be extra careful. The only time I would be looking for shorts is if we're at the end of the day, you know, we kind of lost sort of half an hour of power hour and they're not really pushing, right? Then you get the MOC, and if still nothing is happening longs-wise, so there's no short squeeze, that would be the time to do a little short scalp. But I'm always careful with equities because of that resilience that these markets have. I have known so many people that have lost their shirts saying the famous words, "How high can it go?" It's like
very high.
40 years
higher than
these markets have been going. Exactly. Higher than all of your capital. And, you know, you just have to be a little bit careful with that. Yeah. So let's have a look at the larger time frames. Now, what I can see here is that there was a huge liquidity sort of grab spike to the downside, and now they're pulling it up on the weekly chart. Where is it being pulled? Back into that old range that Dolby we were all looking at. Remember, everybody was looking at these lows. Whenever I see this on whatever time frame I'm looking at, if we pull back into the range and we stay there, that means that we've reclaimed the range. It's exactly like NQ overshooting VWAP and then reclaiming it, right? So it's not, VWAP is not broken. So this range is not broken. In order for it to truly be broken, by the end of this week, we need to be down below sort of 5,800s. That is my line in the sand. As long as they keep pulling it back up, I'm not going to be looking for shorts at this point, okay? So that's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a way to get long. It's just very bullish.
Yeah, it's very hard when it does this as well. Yeah,
it is,
because you know these are the moments where risk is sky high. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Now,
we're up
Paul, you had. Yeah,
I was going to say we're up against the 200 on the MQ on the 30-minute time frame. So that's another thing that's coming into play here, right? So if we break through that 200, then that's some further confirmation that we can get in. Yeah.
Exactly, confluence. Now, Paul, you mentioned the GEX 1 level. Where was that?
Well, that was for the ES. So that. Yeah.
Just tell me.
Yeah, I'm on the ES with you. Everyone's on the ES.
Okay, so here's an idea. If we retest 5850, that GEX 1 can actually be a springboard for further upside. So that would be one trading idea. The only thing that we see close to this price, if it shoots up, 5850 is only 7 points away. So you can drop down to a super low time frame or watch tape or however you want to execute that trade. That would be my orientation point for further longs. If that breaks down, then we're back into the range.
Wow.
So we can watch 5850 as a potential entry.
Still pushing.
Still pushing.
It's just one of those things. Well, it's just, you feel trapped, right? Because if you don't want to pay so much of a premium, but also your pullbacks are really not getting filled. And that kind of leads to the chase, if you will. The thrill of the hunt of getting filled on a pullback and the in the indices.
Yeah, like a lion chasing. But here's the thing with lions, they only have about 30% success rate. So, I'd rather be a lizard on the branch hunting, because they actually have 70% accuracy of catching prey.
Oh, that's much better.
So yeah, exactly. So you can chase.
What's up?
We're out.
Yes.
We're out. Okay. Well, recap.
Yeah.
Took it not to get greedy. I took the 2 off for 100 points in the ES.
Wow.
Great.
We bought, honestly, I guess we got to trade micros from now on. We sold some.
Mm-hmm.
We bought the dip here. We got up to 5, took some heat, and then took them off on the way up and took the final 2. So I made $1,700 on 2 to 4 micros.
Let's go. 1,700 on 2 micros?
Yeah.
We got the 4.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, the VIX is high, right? That's what you get. So whoever tells us next time, why do you trade micros? You can't make money on micros. Just push this day in their face.
Yeah, exactly.
That's insane.
I mean,
Take that.
with a single micro, you can make $600 easily. Well, not easily, but on a good move, right? It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Most days, it's like a $50 win or a $100 win with a single micro. But it's just a case of, it's not about that. It's about improving my accuracy and looking for better setups.
And the process.
And the process.
We just had we just had a very good trader on who exclusively trades micros, and they're putting up 3-4K days. Whoa, Deanna.
Can I just say something about
the dog pound? What's up? What is up?
Dee this morning, while she's muted, Dee this morning did a brilliant walkthrough of her process and how she takes a long-term view, like a weekly, breaks it down to the daily, then moves to the 4 hours, then moves to the 30 minutes. Her segment, the London session, is a separate segment, so you can find it right now on the YouTube channel. I'm not saying you should go and watch that now. I'm just saying we could maybe drop the link to that to the chat or whoever, because it was a session. I mean, it was a brilliant session. I'm not just saying that because Dee's here. I'm saying that because I learned a lot during that session. It was a brilliant session. So, and I know every time I come on here, I'm always saying good things about the coaches. I don't mean it to come across that way, but every once in a while, something amazing happens, and that was this morning. So, cheers, Dee. Brilliant. Thank you, mate.
And you're on today, doing double duty, Deanna. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yes, very welcome. Now, I have a little bit of a precarious situation over here where my husband has locked himself out of the house, which is why the dogs kicked off. So if I could just go and get him.
No problem.
I'll be back literally in a couple of minutes. Yeah.
Not a problem.
All good.
Mute your mic. You don't want to flush the toilet or something.
So,
Paul, you and I can hang out for a bit.
Yeah, well, what I was going to say is we could take this setup that Dee's talking about. If we get this pulled back to GEX 1, it's a good entry, right? What I've also noticed, though, and I learned this from Coach Jay, is that if you look at the VWAP for today, it's flat, right? Even though we've just had this massive rally up, it's like it doesn't look like it should be a day that's going to make you a ton of money on a trend, right? It looks like it should be a range-bound day. So that's the only.
It still kind of is, Paul. I mean, if we go to a 30-minute or 1 hour chart, maybe even a 4 hour, we're kind of right at higher range right here, right now at 58.60. I mean, do sellers start coming in? This is kind of a cheap short. I mean, Jack got flat, and Jack's a genius. Did he just call the highs up here? Who knows? Who knows?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I'm just like, I've just got out of a short because it went against me, right? And it's like, it feels wrong to get into a short here when it's going up. But it's like, it's been a range-bound day all day. And the longer-term time frame says it should be a down day today, not an up day, right? So there is that possibility. I mean, this is it. This is the other side of what Dee was saying. It's like, we're at GEX 1. Do we go long or do we go short? What the hell? I don't know.
Yeah, and look at this rejection. I mean, look at Jack's timing. Holy shit. That is
it's brilliant.
bonkers. If this ends up pulling back like 20 or 30 points, Jack literally bought the low of MES and then sold the high.
And sold the high. So Jack, what made you exit?
He's gone.
I was down.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, here we go.
No. I'm here. I got to switch the charts. We're in it all day, Dolby. What made me exit is we'd taken out the previous highs, and it was already 100 points in my favor, and I had 2 on, so maybe there's a pullback. I'm still like medium term bull. Like I think that the 200-day moving average in SPX is going to hold. I wish we'd been able to fade into more, but you know what? No complaints.
Yeah, incredibly good trade.
Great job. Amazing.
Yeah. It just goes to show you, buy and hold. Sometimes pretty nice. What do you got, Paul?
I've got another little story I wanted to share, which is I recently went through a long period of like 13 red days in a row, and and sometimes you get to the point where you'll take a combine and you say to yourself, right, okay, look, I've got a very tight personal daily loss here, and because it's been 10 days in a row, and it's like, do you know what? I'm just going to increase that because it's not good enough, and you know that in that moment you're doing something wrong. You know to yourself you're doing something wrong. And a phrase that I was on the phone to a buddy of mine at the time, and I said, you know what this is? This is that moment in Star Wars when in the original movie, right? In the original movie, when Obi-Wan Kenobi says to Darth, sorry?
So go ahead.
When Obi-Wan Kenobi says to Darth Vader, you can't win, Darth. If you strike me down now, I'll become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. That, to me, is when you've turned to the dark side because you're going on tilt and you're thinking about moving your personal daily loss. It doesn't matter whether you win or lose, right? In that situation, if you increase your daily loss, you move your stop and the trade works out, you may win on that trade, but you've lost because the market's just rewarded you for bad action, right? For being
behavior.
A bad person, right? Bad behavior.
Wrong decision, good result.
Wrong decision, good result, and that just is going to take. It's going to take your account. It's going to take your account in time, and it's going to take many accounts from you in time, and that's what I think that speaks to. It's like you can't win in that situation. Once you get on tilt, the only thing you can do is walk away. If you stay and start messing with your stops and start, trying to win. Even if you win, you lose. It's like that's it. So that was the thought I had last. So I'm still in two minds here because the volume is, well, I don't know. The volume's all right.
That's the first trade that we've done today. Quite honestly,
I mean,
my fault that we are at this point in the game.
That Gex too, didn't it? I think that was that was
Coach
probably
Hoop just said, "Hey, this is your pullback," and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it feels
Here's
weird.
The thing, you've got to have courage
so quickly.
You've got to have courage in certain situations to just trust that the larger time frames are taking over, and that whatever level you've chosen has worked in the past, right? So this is why it's not good to change your levels, because you'll never learn how they behave and how strongly they react in certain situations. So this is why it's so important. Coach Jay says it, I say it all the time. Have a systematic framework. Always go for the same types of levels, right? So if you know that whatever that was, GEX2 was reactive on the upside when equities start going crazy, you put that in your journal, and next time it happens, you're like, let's see whether this happens again. So now that then you go through like 3 months of observing that, it's going to give you confidence going forward. But it's not going to happen overnight. Most people stay in with like 2 days combine, I'm in an XFA, then they blow out and they're like, oh, what happened? But I read the levels. Well, do you? Because what are you doing in the combine is blowing up. You're not spending enough time gathering stats and collating data, right?
That's the difference. The worst, writing down your levels and then taking trades in the middle of those levels. Been there before.
I've been there too. I think we all have.
Yeah.
This also speaks to another problem, doesn't it? It's like I've had a short bias on the ES
because of the long-term position, right? The long-term, even on the daily, it's been downward every day. If we just switch to a daily chart, let's just have a quick look at it. You see what I mean? I mean, that's a hell of a trend right there, right here. This is what we're in. Yeah. So I've had this negative, this short bias today, which is why I waited until we got to this point to take that rejection, to take that. I actually managed to be away from the computer when it ticked up to it and then came back, so I chased it a little. But then it went back through. Yeah, it's gone back through, and it's like, okay, right. So now it's broken out to the upside. Dee's breakdown of that whole scenario was really, really cool. It's like, look, if it comes back down to Gex, and as Hoops just said, look, if it comes back down, it's done your pullback. This is the moment to get long. We've got good news going on. Has the market conditions changed? But the other side of me is saying, but the long-term picture is this is still a down day. So, and we haven't yet.
But is it though? Is it though, Paul? Because if you look at the daily charts, like I said, there is a range there. Yeah. There's a range there. Yeah. So those are your demand levels, and when they're sort of in a range, they want to take that. Who's they? The Wizards. You've heard me say that. People with
the Wizards. Is that what we're calling them now?
Areas. Yes, of course we are. Yeah, the Wizards.
Wonderful Wizards.
The wonderful Wizards. Yes. But that is the whole point. We need to understand the games that they play, and you can't get stuck in a retail mindset of this is going to happen. This is where when MP says have a flexible bias, that's what we mean. Yes, absolutely have an idea what should happen, but if that's not happening, you need another hypothesis. So have different hypotheses for three different.
It often seems like too, most of the at least from my experience, like most of the time I have a losing trade. It's because my bias was wrong from the beginning. And just getting aligned with the market is so important. Right. So there's other ways to lose, right? You can have a good trade, but maybe the stop is in the wrong place, so you get stopped by a tick. But if trading feels hard, probably just because you're just trading against the trend. Because if trading feels easy, then you're just trading with the trend and everything's great. So that's like
I have my thoughts on that. I have my thoughts on that because look at Paul today. He was trying to trade with the trend, and we got to a point where the train stopped. It arrived into a station, right? It went from all the way up here, down there, edge of the range. Is that really then a good idea to keep going with the trend? Probably not. The trend is not your friend in that case. The trend be taken with a pinch of salt, especially downside in equities, right? So I'm always a bit wary.
It also depends on what time you're trading, D. Because if you were trading anytime before, let's say 10:30 today, the trend was your friend to the downside. Anytime after tariff news, trend totally flipped. So if you were bearish this morning and came back, you're probably getting hosed right now at 1:30, trying to still short this thing. And maybe they do play out because we're at 58.60. We have some lower highs on major time frames coming up. So maybe this does end up topping out here. But, this day is split in two between bearish and bullish.
And so it usually is. Dolby, you talk about partially the day into different sort of personalities, right? Into different characteristics. What should happen here? Do we usually get reversals here? Yeah, how do I approach this? And time of day can actually give you great context and what should happen. For example, we know MOC usually brings some sort of craziness. What's that? That is time of day. Nothing else. So if you know that, if you know that, and then you're like, 250, maybe I should look for a momentum trade. Is there a short squeeze? What's happening? And then you can anticipate the move without being, oh my God, what happened? Being in that sort of deer in the headlights mode, right?
Euro close, another great example of something that can impact markets.
Euro close.
It happens very impactful for crude oil. If it's trending one way, sometimes Euro close will flip the trend just in the last 10, 15 minutes, and then it'll flip back over again. Nice coiling here at the ES. Starting to get a little bit Dorito-y on the 1 minute. 58.60s has kind of been the ceiling. Maybe shorts start feeling a little bit comfortable coming in here just because it's cheap shorts. Maybe the tariff news is worn off and technicals are more important. Yeah, go ahead.
By the same token, 5850 remains the orientation point. So we need to break through that GEX level in order for us to say, yep, market makers stepped in and now we're reversing. So it's all about maintaining objectivity around the areas that you're looking at, and GEX levels can provide that. The reason why that's so important is because now we have a lot of people trading 0DT options. So naturally the volume from those options is seeped into what we're doing here. And if you're not looking at them, especially in ES and NQ, I think you're probably on the wrong side of things a lot. So yeah, they can provide context. So let's see what they want to do with a 5850, and then if that breaks, maybe we can find a short to the downside as it starts rolling over.
Yeah, I think say longs 5850. Go ahead, Paul.
No, it'll be a short if we can get down here.
It'll be a short if we break it. Yeah.
If we get below the GEX, if we get below the GEX, then it'll be a short.
The line in the sand, either or, right? We hang above it, we go long. Go below it, we go short.
Yeah, exactly right.
Hit one right now. I mean, it makes sense. It's top of range too. We got higher range at 50, 60.
Let's just look for a little bit more room. If this goes, it's gonna be a drop. Do you see what I mean? So it's starting to.
All right, we're shorting it. I'm convinced we're shorting it. I just sold the lows.
Order filled.
And so be it. And oh my god, it's already coming back. All right, but we're short. 48 and a quarter.
I just held on for just a little bit longer. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, so
I will be going short, but just wait for
I'll flat it right now.
So having a doji close on a 10-minute chart might be a bit tricky. So I would want to see at least...
I'm flat already. I'm flat. This is terrible trade.
Okay.
I'm not letting this one run.
I mean, you could take your range from like, let's say...
If we're going to range trade it, we want to be short 58.60 and then long anything like 58.45 because that's the range box.
Yeah. Yeah, so you could do that. Oh god, dogs are going nuts.
Hello, pups.
Like DEFCON 1, stranger danger! Yeah, you could take your idea of scaling into trades and then, you know, have your stop.
Did you do it to me? Did you do it to me? Oh, fucker.
And then try to, and then try to kind of plow in at least 3 of them, and see whether we roll over. And if we don't, your risk is still very much controlled.
Yeah, it's quite short, isn't it? Yeah, it's quite a small risk.
Hold that. You gotta hold that.
Oh, I can't sell it now though, because I was just there in the first place.
Do it again, 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 do it again. Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. No.
Which was good. 50%
No, 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 no.
Like middle of range for the range.
48, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. Come on. I need buyers, buyers, buyers. I need orders here. Orders here, orders here.
Yeah,
that's the range.
Middle of the range.
We are 66. Shit.
Yeah, who's putting stops there, D? Like, because I never ever hear anyone talk about, oh yeah, I put my stop at the
50, 52.
And it ends up being a level that gets respected. So clearly someone out there is
66. A little more, little more, little more. Little more, little more, little more. Push, push, push.
Someone to stop
I think, yeah, you don't want to put stops in the middle. You probably want to put entries.
Come on, come on. Push, push, 50, 60, 58. Right here, 51. Yeah, hold the port. Hold the port. I need another helper here. Here, another helper, another helper. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Go somewhere, right? If it's large enough.
Oh yeah, most certainly. I'm just saying, it's a thing.
Yeah, I think for popping stops. Yeah, for popping stops, I think we would see a bigger reaction. It wouldn't be so orderly, you know. So they're just like moving it. Popping stops, you know what it looks like. It's like whoosh, we pop stops, back we go.
Fast. Very fast.
There's the price velocity about it.
Come on.
You know, particular
we got 66.
Oh, RBOB is making a move finally after settlement.
Ooh, RBOB?
Late.
Nice.
Yeah. It's trying. I don't know where they're going to go at this time.
3 people at Top Step who trades RBOB.
Yeah,
that's got to be somebody.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Should we have the tilts? RBOB tilts.
Guys,
What are 3 people at Top Step Trading?
100% short, 100% long, or 50-50. That's all you get.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing
you
in
see our
between.
entries as well.
Yeah, that's right. You just wave to each other on the dome.
Exactly.
NQ holding up very well.
Order filled.
Some lower highs thus far, but still holding up pretty good in the NQ.
Are we allowed to mention DAX, Steve? You know, we're allowed to just mention that again. It's like it's one of those things. It's one of those things that you know, in London we like. Is markets like RBOB, like platinum, silver, the coppers, all of that seems to work better in our time zone. The ES and the NQ are kind of flat during London, right? It's not a lot. I mean, sometimes there's a move, but it's not. Do you know what I mean?
It's not the norm. Yeah, it's definitely not the norm. DAX is beautiful. Yeah, I've been campaigning for DAX for a year. Apparently, they're working.
There are
on
many
it, so,
fans.
You know, I'm going to put
many fans of DAX.
I know. It is one of the main, very popular markets. Like when I worked at a prop firm over here, a lot of people were trading DAX and Bund. That's where I kind of learned how to do that because I was like, well, what's DAX? Then? I didn't even know what it was, right? That's right, Bund bubble and shots. They are the bonds from our friends, the Germans, with very fun names. And you have spread traders that were doing like arbitrage between those 3. And, you know, many people did that for decades. So, yeah, it would be nice to get those at Top Step to give a bit of an oomph to the London session because it is what I trade during London most of the time.
At the firm I traded, we were.
Was that Jack?
Sorry, Jack.
I said it was always a sign of acute mental distress if some trader was, because we were 99% treasuries, and then when you saw someone fire up the Boone Bobble shots, it meant it wasn't because they were killing it in the treasuries.
They're mentally unstable. All right, yeah. They're like, let me go to the European markets. Maybe that will work. It's like sort of like clinging on for dear life, right?
Go ahead, Paul.
No, I was just going to say, look at the 5-minute. We've got a lovely little range there. I think this is one of Dolby's. Nice. He loves a 5-minute range, doesn't he? And it's so
really,
so if we put a sell there, then we're going to because I'm still thinking this is short, and I know that may be crazy to some, but that's kind of where I'm at.
I see the thesis.
So now if we hit this, it's a cheap short. If we break below this, I'll jump in with a 1 lot. The only reason I'm putting 2 there is because I intend to sell 1 there, right? So I'll take a 2 there and sell 1 there, and if it continues, then great.
But if it
breaks below this range, if it breaks below this range, then if it breaks below say 58.46, then I will jump in with 1 short. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not going to be a huge loss in any event because it's cheap short at this point. So
it is, but it is a very good 5-minute range. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. One of my favorite setups.
Yeah, look at
5-minute range. It's very, very good.
Yep. It's very tempting.
Oh, it really is. It's tempting on both sides too, which is kind of unusual, but short is technically the right.
There we go.
The right short up here.
Order filled.
Okay, well I've taken that 1 short.
Mm-hmm.
You're short 1. Okay.
Yeah, I'm short 1, and I've set my stop above that range, say 70 ticks.
What's your entry?
Which is a $95 risk. So the entry price is 58.45.50, and I took it just as it flushed down below that range. So with any luck, that'll keep going down now, and we'll see a decent pullback.
So let's leave out of it. So what we have the previous
order filled,
which was the bottom of the range at 58.44.50. We really need to break that and hold below that. Not okay. It's happening now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And usually on neutral day types, which is what we have today, I take the middle of the profile or developing POC or anything that's like the middle of the middle. You can use session VWAP. That would be my target. I wouldn't be looking for a full rotation back the other way because A, this is an equity index, and B, it's a neutral day type, right? So the middle point, return to the middle, is the
order filled.
So D, that puts us right down just above that put support there, right? As the midpoint of the range of the day. And we've come down here and we've tested this put support a number of times. So I think that's a decent target. But whether this will stop us out or go with me, I don't know. But either way, I'm very happy
range, Paul. I think your trade was excellent concept and execution. Well, it's funny. I have the 5-minute range up right now in ES, and the low is 58.41, and we go right down to 58.40 and 3/4, and then rally 10 points. So the 5-minute range is holding really well, but it's also maintaining its uptrend pretty well as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need to sustain at least a 15-minute candle below 58.44.50. Yeah.
Yep. For that to actually be had some conviction behind it. Right.
A true rollover, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Have some legs.
It's also lines up too. 58.40 is a good level, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can. I
mean,
don't want to get long.
This is one of those.
That's way too late.
This is a combine that I started about 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago.
Wow. Okay. Any resets on that time or no?
No resets.
Yeah, Paul doesn't use resets as a crutch. Yeah, exactly. And this is something really impressive about Paul. He will not use resets as a crutch.
Here we go. It started on January 28th.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So the first week was a pretty good week, and then beyond that, I started to not have such a good time of it. But sticking to the 12% to keep the account alive, 12% of you available drawdown as a max daily loss. Yeah, sure.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, so at the full calendar. There's a
yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize you couldn't see that. Yeah. And then if I go on,
Paul, let me ask you a question. So stop sizes. In light of this increased volatility that we're having, have you reviewed your stop sizes? Because usually in larger volatility, we can't keep trading with the same size stops. This is one of the mistakes that I see all the time. When ES goes from like 200 ticks per day to over 500, that's a big increase in volatility. VIX goes up, and so does the daily range. And then people are like, oh, I'm still going to trade with 10 points. Well, you need to, adjust that. Otherwise, you're going to have a miserable time. Yeah, even if you're right on direction, your stops are going to get taken out all the time. Like just as an example, last year, towards the end of the year, I was trading DAX on about 25 tick stops. Excellent. It was fine. It was slower. Now I actually need 55 to 100 ticks for that first position that I'm doing, then maybe scale into a larger stop to the max default size. But it's like, it's giving me nearly 500. Like today,
order filled.
Like 540 ticks in one day. Yeah, I can't use a 25 tick stop. Yeah, it's insane. So I'm like, okay, let me give it room. Let me give myself room to think what I want to do with this. And so have you done that? I'm really interested to know.
What do you use to define the width, like ATR or something like that?
No, I use my average session range over a certain period. So it's not enough that we just have one day. I need that expansion to happen over at least 3 to 5 days. Then I will take it into consideration, because it's like, okay, this is something that's holding as a new market state. Yeah. Now I need to change the stops to reflect that. And sure, I might have a couple of days here and there where it's like, I haven't done very well. But then I review that at the end of the day and go, well, what happened? Oh, I got whipped out and then it went my way. Okay, what's going on with volatility? Right. What's VIX doing? Excuse me. And so most people don't really think about that. They're just like, oh, click, 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 click. It's like, what is the overall? I don't want to change
anything.
Yeah, but you have to. You have to be flexible and change with the market state.
And you have to review.
I think truthfully, I think the reason this account has had such a long so many red days is because I had sized up from say 2 micros to 4 to 5.
And I think
order
what was
filled.
happening then is the stops were too tight because I didn't want to risk more than say 200 or 250 on a trade, right?
Oh,
So that's the real crux when I analyze myself and I think back about what's gone wrong with this combine. It's like that's where it's gone wrong. It's like right now I need to go back to 1 and 2 micros, build some confidence, have nice wide stops, which means more success, right? The wider the stop, the more success you can have. And when you're wrong, you're really wrong. Okay, you're wrong because it was a wrong trade setup. With this one, we can
to a
keep the tight.
degree.
Yeah, exactly.
To a degree.
With this one, we can keep the stop fairly tight, right? Because we know if we get above that 58.64, then it's definitely this trade idea isn't working. And that's the point. It shouldn't have anything to do with the monetary side of the trade. It should have everything to do with, look, if you break outside that range to the upside, then we're done. This trade idea hasn't worked. The short is not valid. If and that should be the only reason to set a stop. It should have nothing to do with the monetary value. And I think I've taken my mind off of that. I've started to think, do you know what? I mean, I've had some really good days, both in the XFA and in the combine, where I've made good money, but then I've gone through a long period of drawdown, and it's because of sizing up too soon. That's not heart out there. That's absolutely honesty. That's what's going on, and that's what's going wrong. But D, taking on board what you're saying about the volatility of the day, the volatility of this current market means you've got to go even smaller. It's like, you're probably right about
smaller
that.
size.
But I've been dealing with my own demons as well. So it's like, do you know what I mean? It's kind of a bit of both.
What you said is typically a symptom of trading too much size when you're not mentally prepared for it, is that you start tightening up all your stops, all your take profits, and then your strategy kind of goes out the window because you're so nervous trading size that we can't even think about things we need to be thinking about because our mind's locked in on financial stuff. It happens to me. It happens to everybody. I think a lot of traders try to size up too fast because they want it, but can't handle the heat, extra heat.
Yeah, for me,
because it gets difficult, success, and
Deanna,
even if you're successful, you still get to a point where maybe the account is a little bit too small for what you're trying to do size wise. Sorry, dogs again.
That's right. Go ahead, Paul. I think one of you guys, one of the coaches said something about, well, you really want to size up to 1 mini when you've got an available balance, available drawdown of say 40K, not 4K or 10K or 5K, right? And that's the thing. It's like you have a couple of really good days. I had a couple of $1,000+ days, $2,000+ days. In the XFA, I had a $4,000 day. And it's like you have a day like that, and you just feel like I'm a trading god, right? I've got this. I don't feel like a trading god, but I've at least got a small amount of confidence that means I can afford to size up. And the answer is no, you can't. You pillock. You're not ready yet. You've got a long way to go. You got to get to 20, 30, 40 grand's worth of available drawdown. Then you can start to add a few. And I've learned that lesson the hard way.
In there.
I'm happy I've learned it. Yeah.
Anytime people are sizing up, they go from 1 mini to 2 minis, and I see people who are trading 50K. They don't have that much experience, and they're asking questions on my own YouTube channel when I'm banging the whole same thing about don't size up, slow down, size down, slow down. So I'm like a parrot at this point, and basically they go, so are you saying that 3 NQs, like full and 3 NQs on a 50K combine is too much size? I'm like, well, duh. It's like, did you think it wasn't? Like, what are we talking about here? Here's something to think about. Whenever we have, whenever we think about risk, there is something called the value at risk. Now, it sounds scary, but it really isn't. It's basically talking about how your position would do and how much money would you need to take if you were an investor and you just plop in a trade, let's say, 1 NQ, and it goes against you on the worst or the best day. that we've had in the last 3 months. So from there, you extrapolate how much money you need to have in order to handle that sort of a day. Now, 5% on
Order
is
filled.
something crazy, like I think it's like 6,000 ticks or something. Obviously less in points divided by 4, but we've had 5% days in NQ, right? We have. Now, what does that do for the buffer? Like, how much buffer would you actually need to handle that sort of a day if you were an investor and you just put in a trade and it goes against you? It's like 30, 40, 50, 60K, right? And if you think about it this way, trading with too much size is ludicrous, man. Like, to me, I'm just like, what are people doing? And yet they want to, I get it. They want to get to a payout. Yes, exactly. You need to stay calm. The trade needs to be boring. And if, like, here's something that Coach Ray says a lot. If you put on a trade and you can't walk away from your desk, you're in with too much size. I think that's a great measure. Exactly. If you feel the need to like keep watching it, it means you're trading with too much size. So size down
if your heart
until
rate
the
jumps
point that
10, 15 BPM, not good. Not ready for it.
Yeah. 30, don't trade. Lock yourself out.
Don't trade.
Somebody sent me a photograph of a guy sitting there with some headphones on with sweat streaming down his face, and he's like this sort of thing, and he's like, this is the first 5 minutes of the market open. I'm like, well, if it is, you're doing it wrong, right? For a start, the first 5 minutes of the market open, I'm just sitting waiting for the IB to form.
Oh, they're terrible.
I'm not even looking at taking a trade for the first hour. So you know, it's like seriously, just chill.
Look at this.
Well, basically, moral of this whole segment: chill the F out.
Slow down. Just delayed gratification. Get used to it. Practice it. Trading is the game of delayed gratification. Whether it's managing personal daily loss limits, not sizing up too fast. It's all about just going as slow as possible and as steady as possible. It will come.
It's
just
a
gotta
patient
wait.
game.
Wait and follow the rules. It's a
game.
very patient game. Speaking of patience, we're back at top of range here, and 5-minute ES, top of range, 58.60.
Order filled.
To me, this would be already something I don't want to see. So I would be bailing early out of this.
Right. Take it off now.
Yep. You like cheap shorts? Here's your chance.
I'd agree with you, but it's just come back down. So I'll just.
But it hasn't gone down below 58. It hasn't gone down below 58.44, which is what we. It popped down and then did with a range.
Yeah, you're right.
It would have been a nice 5-minute long.
Yeah, no, I'll take that off. It's a 40.
Order filled.
Loss. It's no big deal, right? So that's fine.
Nothing.
But but it was a good idea. I think it was a good trade idea. It just hasn't worked out. It's one of those things.
Yeah, and that's why we take it further and reassess. Yeah.
I would much rather, if I was coaching, I would much rather have a trader who's overactive and taking their setups versus too hesitant to. Hesitancy is not something I want to teach out of a trader.
You can't be scared to put a trade on. But when
I think I had one guy.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead, D.
Paul.
No, go ahead. No, Paul. Okay.
I had only one person that had trouble entering a trade. It was like, in my system, I have a pretty clear entry trigger signals, and he's looking at the setup, looking at the level. The entry trigger is there, and I'm like, right, are you in? He's like, no. I'm like, why? So what I did, we used limit orders and we used buy and sell stops to push him in.
D's gone.
What she was saying was too important.
Jack. Oh no. Jack's a part of the Illuminati and had to yoink D. The sauce was too good.
I think
here.
Let's see if she comes back. Goldman snuck in and cut her off.
What I was going to say is that when you're looking for accuracy, that's a reason to hesitate. When you're looking, it's like, right, I need this, and it's not hesitation. It's like, I need this, I need that, and I need that to fall in line. And if they're all there, then we've got a trade. So, but yeah, I'm with you, Dolby. You can't be afraid to take the trade when it sets up. It's like, I've got to take.
You have to take it.
Do you know what I mean?
It's your job. It drives me crazy when some people are like, "Hey, there's a short up here." I'm like, your entry? Where'd you get in at? It's like, I'm not in the trade. Well,
what are you gonna do?
Your confidence wasn't too high, huh? Wasn't too high. Big difference between calling a level and trading it. And honestly, it is. I think I learned that on Top Step TV. Actively was learning how important it is. If you see your entry, just take it. You just have to take it. It is your job as a trader. Where's that 200-point trade today, Dolby? I don't know. There's still an hour left. Yesterday we did it in 10 minutes. At the end of the day, still might be here on the table. Still might be here on the table. You never know.
We're not really seeing any big orders to the downside. I've seen a couple of 20 lots to the short side, a couple of 20 lot to the upside. So it's very much right now. There's no decision. There's no direction. Do you know what I mean? So I'll take this short again if it comes back down. But if it goes up, then I'd equally see this as a long. Once we get above that 58.67 mark, then we're not in that range anymore. Now we're going to have some continuation. So it's a case of just waiting and see, isn't it?
He's back.
All right,
you just bring her back in.
We can get D back. Can we get? All right, we have to wrap up anyways, but we can get D back in for maybe 2 seconds.
Yeah.
We'll get on to Power Hour and be done.
We can't.
I was doing the best I could to cover for you, D, but I'm no.
I think Coach
get D back. Get D back.
Wait, David Green. Oh, now it's a foursome. Chaos. Absolute chaos. All right, hold on, D. D, what is your final thought? You had something. Goldman interns cut you off. You were cooking for a second.
Yes, my final thought. Definitely difficult to sort out issues with under trading because it comes from some sort of a psychological trauma that the trader has experienced in the past. And in that case, I would rather have those who click buttons so we can practice control with them over the ones who are just afraid to click a button because that's just like, oh God, man, now we have to do
some
a lot of work.
From 30 years ago.
Yeah, probably,
speaking
yes.
from experience. Anyways, trading is so much fun. And it's fun hanging out with you guys as well as you, chat. But we still have one more hour left. David Green and Coach Jay are coming back for Power Hour. We're going to keep on trading, see if we can get this house account, or at least this portion of the house account, back to break even. Jack had the God trade today. But Coach D, so good to chat with you. It's been a while. And Paul, thank you so much as well, our very friendly UK traders. But Jack, please take us out of here so we can get ready for the final segment of the day, Power Hour.
Sí, llámeme ahora mismo porque ya fui y miré el de ella. Ok. Ok.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
How many are you getting?
Order filled.
This motherfucker gets filled.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Esa habitación que tiene su closet y no cocina, baños en mi parte, en otra cosa. Y tiene moto, la puedes meter aquí. Tiene wifi y tiene canales de televisión y los generales en bueno. Y estamos pidiendo 350 por la habitación. Sí, eso es primer piso. La casa es de una planta y aquí vive mi tía y mi persona. Y usted sería el tercero.
Order filled.
Sí, el agua y la luz. Sí, el agua y la luz. Sí, es grande, sí. Hoy la pueden mirar. Está muy lejos. Ok, muy bien. Cuando termine allá viene aquí y me toca. ¿Cuál es su nombre? Muy bien. ¿Cuál es su nombre? Jesús. Mi nombre es Antonio. Aquí lo espero.
yourself about the financial rate. Really feel the gratitude as you're saying. You're so thin. I appreciate the opportunities. This practice does two things. First, the machine does the illusion stand, naturally receptive to good things. Second, it treats you to notice the good things in your life, and dreams for good things. Now, let's address another point. 15% it's not just lying. It's a great question. And basically, all this helps your mind to expand your views about what's possible for you. If you're not used to speaking to somebody, you'll have a strange feeling. That's a way to start with statements that finish with the first school. Instead of I am wealthy, which you might think of like a stretch. But struggling financially, trying to between opportunities to increase me. Instead of I have to move from messaging, right? And others, as you practice, and then find that you're so thoughts that once felt in reason start thinking of change. This is because you're environment, brain, creating business. Whatever your brains and recommend, it's always learning, always changing based on your experiences. You'll consistently speak to yourself. Teaching your brain to change its life. And it's talking about how organization, understanding yourself, by the engage with your senses. And just say, let's see them, feel them, hear them, taste them, smell them, and it is better than you. It's possible. Example, from traveling job, and just say, I have a great job. Really imagine, see yourself walking into a new office. And saving and satisfaction. Hear the conversation. That's the smell of coffee in the room. Maybe you make it in your mind. Now, big family. So then, visualization. And mind, positive self-talk. If in your subconscious mind, and there's a sound in between. Subconscious mind. For that, we have to pass. Processing millions of bits of information, making connections you're having. But you make clear balance and instructions of self-talk. Sensation. Honestly, I know just there. And let's address something that I didn't for sure. You might be thinking, this will sound great, but I've tried positive thinking. If that's you, why don't you be serious? How consistent did you stay with it? Even when you didn't see that you were blind, thoughts of blind actions. You see, speaking yourself in this new way, that's how actions spell. It's not about saying something. It's sitting about reading scenarios to imagine. It's about creating a new mindset. Everybody, that takes time and consistent effort. And I don't plan to see them today, and I expect to see them in the next day. Right? We need automatic action, and sunlight, needs, and ignition, systems, the same is true for this moment. Every time you choose a constant thought, every time you speak to yourself in mindset, getting a scene, creating conditions for instead of changing life, changing thinking, the ignition, controls the process. And there's something about willing to put minor positive stuff on action. If you're saying to yourself, I'm traveling financial needs, and I'm taking steps to financial situation, sending acceptance from something in this moment. You're trying to you're speaking to yourself, trying to love your body, making choices. And from talking about trying to action, yourself in a situation for your food set, their success, take steps to their students, and push yourself to take energy to your vibration. And your vibration isn't just about what you say, there's something listening, thoughts, emotions, and actions. We all this from life. That's what we find is start situation. And when we talk about something bad, it's sufficient to understand sometimes when you start speaking to yourself in the same way, travel things in your life, when seems maybe have facing expected challenges or something. So this happens to me. This is actually this means that change is shaking things up just one day long. Leaving out lost sometimes from it in the mess. That's times so you're important that everyone will stay consistent behind yourself. Speak to yourself. This is the opportunity for growth and all that. I trust in the process of movement. These guys generally are actually your chances to prove yourself going to now let's talk about it. This would sound like but it's actually trapped into the side. That's the word we're going to talk about in one. Split yourself. You also need to release your potential. This doesn't understand quality. It makes you trust that the universe has your plan. Trust that if something doesn't expect it, it's because something even big is from them. And speak to yourself and phrases about this or something. I trust him and for my life. This kind of self-talk helps you stay possible. And teach you from being so fixated on it to the ground like you miss it. That would be for something that's a days for this for a way of life. Yes, might be thinking about negative emotions. Whatever happened to this voice over here?
Could be a cute short. All about cute things.
Could be the hard one, like you were just talking.
Might be the hardest short of all. Getting short into momentum into the end of the day. But hey,
what time
maybe
is it?
Jay's scenario plays. It's only 3. Yeah, we got plenty of time. We got 30 minutes. Anything can happen in 30 minutes.
And these days it usually does towards the end of the day.
Right. Oh, yes. You get a 200-point banger at the end of the day. Just gotta wait.
Where's this?
Order filled.
And be patient. Jay, you're doing after the buzzer today. Fantastic.
Yes, sir.
50 was the low.
Yep. You're doing at the buzzer and slow markets tonight.
Ooh.
God bless you.
Double duty.
It's a marathon. It's a marathon.
Jay, you love the markets so much. You love them so
I really
much. Trading is so much fun.
Wow. You are doing slow markets tonight?
I am doing slow markets tonight. Yep.
Oh, I better set up that stream.
Wow.
Oh, there we go. Oh, we're not doing it tomorrow though, Jack.
Nasty.
Here we go.
Cool.
This is the short.
There was your cute little short at 64, right?
We wanted to get closer to the highs though before we pull the trigger on a short.
I'm just saying, if you're playing this 20-point range, you're getting 10 points out of it every time, up and down.
Been a good one.
Right.
It's been very consistent. Almost makes you nervous how consistent
Is that
it's been.
guacamole or is that soup?
A little slippery here.
Super soup.
Hey, Jay, for everybody, what time does At the Buzzer start?
At the Buzzer is 4:15 Eastern Time, 3:15 Central, and then slow markets tonight at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central.
Going down.
Cool. I'm definitely not asking because I need those to make the stream. But
I mean, Jack, you knew that.
Of course, I watch it every day.
Right.
Every day. After doing 9 hours, he watches more YouTube.
Right.
Jack's dream. Not that he has kids or anything, or a wife to take care of.
This is why family is the best.
That's right. All this free content we get
24/7, man.
Basically.
Doesn't someone start at
want to learn about trading and you're awake.
With London or something?
Yep. Got some good news. We're only expanding.
I have a bid out at 42 if we spike back down small.
Bid at 42 is nice.
Cool. Yeah, I like the idea of...
It's 3:30.
Let's see what yep. We can get a really good range trade. I gotta hop in. A little out of sorts today. Little out of sorts. Way too much caffeine. Not a performance enhancer. We got more range. Hold on. Pedro, don't be frustrated or irritated. It's just a day. There'll be many more.
Tom
How do you manage your daily risk, though?
The waiting is the hardest part.
It is. It is. FOMO. So many good moves today. So little time.
Also keeps you out of trouble.
And NASDAQ is starting to shake, move around a little bit. That
Will?
Dom is getting wiggly. Dolby.
Yeah. Time to. Ooh, yes, it is. Good call. Wiggle in the
Something's about to happen.
Dome. Something is about to happen. How do we? Is it a short though, or is it a long? Probably a short, right? Who's that just snoring?
That's not me, but
I know who that
is.
I know who it is. Is that Rodney? Is that Rodney the dog?
No,
Jack.
No, it is not. It is not Rodney. It's all just babies crying here. I'm watching my mother-in-law through glass right now deal with two angry little people at once. God bless her.
The best. Someone was snoring though. I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Eddie. Maybe Eddie fell asleep briefly.
We're gonna add 3 to this.
There's no news. Hot mic.
Now. So
busted, Eddie.
There's a comment from Frank Costanza. I love how the wiggle
order filled
information in terms of a trade plan. It actually does, right? It's a feel thing though, where we have an idea for what we want to do, right? We want to either get long or get short. We have levels. When you start to see the DOM move around like that, off of feel, you can start to expect a move.
Yep.
How do you teach someone that? I don't think you can, but you start to see it in the depth of market first. You start to see orders start to move around, volume start to pick up, and then it usually means there's a move. But it's all feel.
Think of it as like a tsunami warning. Does it mean the tsunami is going to come? No, but it puts you on alert. So when you see that wiggle in the ladder, typically you will start getting tests of the extremes of range of whatever it is in the range. Does it happen every single time? It does not, but it happens certainly enough that it gets my interest. That I put the market on like a 5-minute timer. It's like, okay, in the next fight, we got a wiggle. Let's head on a swivel for the next 5 minutes. Nothing happens.
This one here,
so it can be some indication.
I think is done.
Something changed.
We made short.
Don't have to use it if you don't want to.
Short of 300.
I got nothing.
That's fine.
There's just nothing to do right now.
Short of 300, and this one is about to let us know what the deal is.
10-point move from here.
NQ doing nothing. ES doing nothing. Still feels like it wants to sell off though.
I was just going to say that.
I still like the feel.
Not giving us anything though.
Feels like they're going to do it in the last 5 minutes.
Oh, of course, Jay. Right into MOC, maybe.
Oh, MOC may get us out of this mess right here.
Yeah, right.
It hasn't lost the 9, so that's why I don't take it off.
Not in Chicago. Chicago.
Not down here in Florida either.
No. There's probably your mama joke in there somewhere, but I'll pass on it since I'm a man of taste.
Itching
higher
for us
lows
to get
are still
short
coming
here.
in.
Itching for us to get short.
I know. Just traps everywhere.
No big orders coming in. 36.
I would still like shorts.
59.
Lesson in patience and discipline.
53.
And if we start spiking down 20 points, it's not like, we should have been short. There's nothing set up to do right now.
The only really good
we
short,
got one more to do.
Long-term shorts would have been anything
long.
Over, I think, 58, 60.
Order filled.
Okay, so
just because you can have your stop set outside of highs, and so at least you have some comfort, and then the market has to work to get you stopped out.
We got
but
10.
Here it's like, well, shit, you're still in range, even with a decent stop. That's not good.
I think it's over here.
Out of range.
100%.
Yeah, it's over here.
Stops outside of the range, not inside of the range.
Come on.
Very, very range bound. Speaking of which, not a whole lot going on. Just so everyone knows, if you're still tuning in, for the next 2 days, we're kind of doing Top Step TV Unplugged. More of a chilled out stream, less production, more chatting, less stats, less promos, less commercials. Just bringing you trading action.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Oh, yeah, for better or for worse, 100%.
Right. We took a decent amount of trades today on the stream.
Oh, we did. Yeah,
Let's talk and more action.
That's right. Oh, look at this rotisserie of. Thank you, Jack. Rotisserie of memes. Do you have Emo Dolby back there, Jack? I think that was a good one.
Let me see. I had it in the back box. I don't think they have it in here.
Oh, okay.
What we got?
We need to get a wig and actually play that character. That'd be pretty funny. That would be pretty funny. Thank you, Jay Sims. Thank you for the compliments. Indoor EJU as well.
Come on, baby, come on.
Everyone's working.
You have me down $600.
Eddie,
600.
even Tim.
So you better get me like 725. Where is 725? 725. Let's go 725.
Yeah, no, that is exactly right. That's pretty much what's going on.
Absolutely.
Oh, trading. We're not always in the red, actually.
725, right there.
2-week winning streak.
726. That's the goal.
Yeah.
726 on this, man.
200-point winner yesterday.
Let's do this.
We've had some really good trades. The problem is that you look at a P&L, like you screenshot someone's P&L, and like you don't have the story of the entire trading session. There were like at least 2 trades we had that were very, very good, but we did not get filled. And the market ran away from us. We're talking like ticks of banging trades, and then we got full on losing trades. It just happens. It's the way it is. It's trading. Care about losers. If you're gonna have a bad time in trading, it's gonna happen a lot.
Mr. Venom says I'm 55 cents in profit. You could buy a gumball from that restaurant Jack was at yesterday.
Love it.
Right from it. One gumball, one bouncy ball.
I wish I was up 55 cents in this house account. I would take that money in a heartbeat.
House account's roughly scratch.
We are.
Right now.
Yeah. Still higher lows, lower highs. Yes. Locked up right now. Completely locked up. Matt P, can you somehow record and show this wiggle? Because probably most of us are confused and don't know what to look for.
In the DOM.
It is hard to record. It happens frequently on live stream. So when we're watching a market, also watch the market and at least have level 2 data as well. And we'll try to point it out when it happens in real time. But it is something that just happens kind of out of nowhere.
Here's my question, and Jay. What does a wiggle look like? Is it the spreads get wider? There's less bids and offers? bigger size comes in? What exactly?
They get a little wider. So let's say you have your top step X.
After that 600, bro.
Center, which if you're trading the NASDAQ, it gets pretty crazy. You'll just see it move around, right? I actually have on another platform. I have the NASDAQ up on the side, and I'm watching the S&P, and I can see it out the corner of my eye, right? It's just, it does a quick auto center. You see the orders start to flash around a little bit, and then I'm watching the volume to see whether or not we're actually getting trades.
Quite honestly, what I would like to do.
But it's noticeable, right? Like I can see it out of the corner of my eye.
That's funny you say that, because that's how I started noticing it. Is the corner out of the corner of my eye, because I don't really trade off the dome, but it's on my screen, and you look at the charts, and all of a sudden you see the ladder just like flicker, and it's like, whoa, what was that? And then you see that enough that you get triggered.
This is the correct term, but you'll understand exactly what we're saying, is that it's just when the dome is spazzing out for a few moments, having a little seizure.
Yeah,
that's simple.
And in a tight range. It's like in a tight range, it just like flickers up and down within like 2 or 3 points. It's not like a big range, but it's chill right now. Watch the ES. It's not really doing anything. So
Look at that.
Keep an eye on it for you right now. But everyone watch the ES. Keep an eye and see if we can spot a wiggle. But this, what we have right now, I would consider orderly price movement in the dome. We'll see if it wiggles, and we'll call it out.
So here's another question that everybody's probably asking. How do we use it to make a trade? Like if we see that wiggle and then we start moving in one direction, do we want to get on the same side of that trade?
So from there, I see the wiggle, and then I expect to see volume, right? And then I'm basing my trade off of that volume. So for example, right, that high volume that we just had to the downside at 3:15 Eastern, there was a wiggle right before that, and then all of a sudden some trades came through, right? So now I'm framing my trade based on that volume, right? So we got short right at 50% of that volume because we know that there was a market participant that just traded here, and these prices meant something for them, meant something to them. I don't know what it means to them. They're going to tell me, right? Do they hold it here? Do they continue to sell it? But they wanted to trade at these prices with some significant volume, and I'm just going to follow it there.
Perfect. So I hope that makes it a little clearer for everybody out there. Kind of we want to get in the same direction of that move when we start seeing the volume come in and the spazzes.
Yeah.
So far, I've been watching it. It's been very orderly thus far, so no wiggles yet.
This is dangerous right here.
7 minutes to market on close.
Very dangerous, because if it
Like,
goes
even though
back,
we've sold off 3 points,
it
I
can
wouldn't
get
this a wiggle.
Can get
It's
violent.
not about the
very violent.
width of the movement. It's about the flutter of price. It's like kind of picking up a little bit here.
We got 7.
And volume.
It's not. I still wouldn't say it's a big one.
Yeah, and then for me, that volume, David, is super important, right? A lot of times traders, they're like, how do you read level 2? It's all spoofing. Somebody throws a big order out there. You can't fake executed trades, right? And that's why I read volume, right? If you put on a trade, if you put on a 1 lot, you put on a 100 lot, it's represented by that volume. So the DOM by itself, I don't think is enough information. But the DOM with time and sales or with volume, then you kind of put that puzzle together.
Yep. And it's just another tool in the tool shed. That's all.
That's all it is. Nothing's giving you the right answer.
Nope. It's not even a part of like really my trading plan either. It's just like an observation of the market, and it just puts me on high alert that, hey, a thing might happen. Like if I'm already in a trade, then I certainly am going to perk up. Like, hey, maybe this is the move that's really going to push us. I'm starting to get starting to pick up a little bit here.
So it's not something that I've looked at before, but it's something that I will look at from now. You cannot have an ego in this game. You always have to be willing to learn. And whether you take what you learn and use it or not, you just it can't be your way or the highway. I'm doing this for 40 years, and I just learned something new today. So there you go. And I will use it.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's super cool. That's the beauty of Top Step TV. Just sharing knowledge just all the time. All the time. We had a fun question for chat a while ago. It was like, hey, what's the one thing you've learned from Top Step TV? And everyone put in one thing they learned. It was very cool.
That's
saw
great.
volume profile. I think we saw some range traders. I know Paul got into ranges. Coach Jade, you got a shout out for your volume stuff. Anchored VWAP got a shout out. And people are learning stuff. You just got to kind of grab what fits your personality and put it in your toolbox so you can become a better trader. But not everything is going to resonate with you as a trader. So you don't have to have every trader strategy in your toolbox. You just need what you need. Ooh, 100%. Over under. That's a good question. What is our over under?
Going S&P or NASDAQ?
Let's see.
S&P.
58.30.
I like 58.30. That's fair. A little above below.
I like it.
Eddie? Yeah. Eddie, you back there?
I'm working on it.
Oh, you're the best. You are the best. We'll do above or below ES 58.30.
So let's see. If we break these 44s, we can start getting some follow through to the downside. But there's still nothing actionable here. That I see.
No, it would still feel like a guilty trade.
Got a question in the chat here from Vivek. How do you control the urge to change the red realized to green? I've been red all day, so I've just accepted it at this point. And like I said earlier, I'm counting this as a winning day because I was a lot more red. Red is okay. And I think if we try to make every day a green day, we're just going to have way bigger red days, right? Because you're not going to avoid it. There's actually no way for you to do that unless you just don't trade. So I'm accepting it. It's $500. I can make that back tomorrow, and I don't need to, right? I'm just going to trade another day.
Very important lesson, guys and girls.
There is
extremely important.
Ooh, thank you. I want to get back to Jay's point, but yes, poll is up for above below. So chat, for this poll, you're trying to pick, is ES going to close above 58.30 or below 58.30? And if it closes, I don't know, within a point of 58.30, then Jay wins, and then everyone in chat loses, and Jay's the best. Yeah, I think another way to think about it too, for whoever asked that question, is I would consider a winning day any day that you stuck to your personal daily loss limit. I would classify that as a winning day. So that's a red day technically, but I think as traders, we need to redefine what a winning day is, because if you did do your job and you did all your entries correct and all your exits, and it just didn't pan out, and you just happen to hit your personal daily loss limit, that is also your job as a trader, is to stick to that. So that can still be a winning day. Don't be scared of small winning days, even though they're the hardest days to have as a trader. So hard.
Yeah, and how many people out there have had these small losing days and turned them into big losing days?
Everyone in chat has. Every single person.
Exactly right. 100%.
Multiple times for many of us.
Yep.
It's a game of delayed gratification. It's kind of the base game of trading. Oh, MOC's coming up. Day has been flying by.
Coming up.
Speaking of which, I am going to go ahead and hit that lockout button. 10 minutes to go in the day. I'm not going to be tempted to try to do anything here, so I'm locking it up. And we'll trade again tomorrow.
I am with you, Jay. No more trades today.
There we go.
Well done.
All right, now let's put on a 15 lot in that practice account.
Only if.
Right. Oh my goodness. 51 million buy side S&P. NASDAQ 557 million sell side. Dow 219 million buy side, and the Mag 7 418 million sell side. Once again here, S&P again catching a little bit better here. 89 million buy side, and NASDAQ still 543 million sell side. Back to you, folks.
Thank you, Eddie, for the MOC. That is market on close. So market just got a bunch of orders to fill. Not a ton. In the billions, it starts getting a little bit hairy. ES starting to...
We were in the billions yesterday.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy. Do we buy here? I don't like buys here. This 5-minute candle is too long.
I think we get that test at 30s at least here, Dolby.
Yeah, I like long.
28. I like 28.
28's for longs.
19 even better.
Yeah. I love both of those prices.
This has nothing to do with market on close, guys and girls. This is just your 350.
Holy crap! Look at this.
Pull back.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Really doing it.
Yeah. It feels a little bit weird getting long here, just because
I'm putting out 20
go range
small.
to range.
Spike all the way.
Yeah, 20 small.
All the way to 58 20s.
VWAP's at 08.
08. Oh wow! I'd almost like a short then. I guess at short 42s. Maybe that's support.
Order filled.
We got smoked on that trade last time we tried that though. It's not. That's not great. That would have been a great little buy at 34s. Just the stair step trade. No. Shorts are kind of interesting. It's just your stop is in such a terrible place, though, is the problem.
Unless we spec up to 53s, maybe you could try a little bit. But again, I'm done now. This is.
Yeah, you're done.
There's no sense in pushing anything on in the last 8 minutes.
No. There is not.
I will say the reads today on the show all day have been on point. Really by everyone. And we want to execute on them, and we executed on a decent amount of them. But the reads, the levels have been on point all day.
Order filled.
Yep. We just didn't execute on it. It's a little bit of a learning curve. This is way different. I mean, you're driving the whole ship. Typically, the way we have things set up is the house account manager is just focusing on the charts and not chatting and engaging chat and stuff. So you're so locked in to just like ready to press the button. You're spending times looking at levels, like visualizing trades too is pretty important, right? Because you want to visualize the trade, take it, set it up, nail it. But when you're doing so much at once, it gets a little bit tricky. But we're gonna fix it.
Order filled.
Every day, 1% better. Live and learn. A little bit less coffee. It'd be great.
75.
Trades a little bit better.
You want Red Bulls right now?
We went to
No,
1,400.
I'm on coffee, but I'm
You saw it
caffeine
here.
sensitive, so one cup can last
And
me
I
like
just
12
added
hours.
at the right time. Now let's see if we can get over here.
But yeah, probably no trades here either. I'll probably just lock this out actually. I'll also lock it out.
655.
Yeah.
This is
so basically, it ended up being a scratch day between Jack and I, which is super cool. We love seeing that. Jack had an incredible MES trade.
Order filled.
Yeah, break even.
There we go.
Honestly, break even's not bad. You know, you dip your toe in, you got some unfamiliar
Order filled.
Unfamiliar waters. But I think break evens is a great result for how things are going. Very, very good. Very, very good.
20
nice
points
here. Yep, we do have above below. We got some people. Probably should pull that pull.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3,
yeah,
4, 5, 1.
Yep, man, I even thought about bidding 40s too. So I was like, well, what if we just maintain the 5-minute range and just rally?
Push.
But it would have been a guilty trade if we had lost. Sometimes,
right there,
kind of your mental cap.
Order filled.
Gives out at one point. It's like regardless of the trade, like the
order filled.
The emotional loss far outweighs whatever you would have gained just because you're beat down from having 3 or 4 losing trades in a row.
David, I know Peter Tuckman does a lot around MOCs. Do you look at them for your trades at all? Are you considering that information for any trade decisions? Okay.
I mean, if there's something really out of whack,
yeah,
I'll get a message from Pete.
Gotcha.
And then I'll definitely.
Nice person to know.
It's coming down hard.
You got to know.
That's what he does.
Yeah, we'll see moving here, guys.
Right.
We got the S&P 575 million buy side, NASDAQ only 20 million sell side, Dow 30 here 315 million buy side, and the Mag 761 million sell side. That's what we got.
Mixed bag.
All right. Thank you for that. You missed lunch. Eddie was on air for lunchtime today.
So we can
thank you,
3.
Eddie.
Actually, 2.
Thank you,
that's
Dilly.
how I always do it. Same thing.
Great work.
What I do here, I do it
got
on
5 minutes
sim.
left.
Join.
Order filled.
Oh yes.
Tonight, so we'll do the market recap right after this at 4:15 Eastern, and then tonight at 8:30. 8:30 Eastern time, 7:30 Central.
Perfect. I won't be joining you for either of them.
Thanks for the shout out. I know you guys normally do a webinar around this time also, right? I think you said you're doing it next week.
Well, no, we got a couple of weeks for the webinar. I just invited everybody to come hang out for a free week with me next week and hang out in the trading room.
Nice.
So, Dope, you want to pop my email up there one way or another? It's fine. dgreen927.
Yeah, I think,
I got it.
Perfect. Appreciate it. I think we have like 90 people from the earlier show that want to come and hang out. So appreciate it.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. Yeah, great community you guys have over there. Really high quality resources. I was able to take a peek at some of the courses and stuff they offer. It's all in like 4K HD, super well sorted out. Really good stuff.
Just when you want to see me in 4K and HD.
Oh yeah. Of course.
Right about.
You got like an extra nose hair in there somewhere. I'm gonna get that trimmed.
Wow.
I'm gonna get it trimmed. Coach Dakota is also on vacation, unfortunately. If it wasn't hard enough, also Dakota is on vacation this week. Really testing the team. But we love Dakota. Dakota needs a break too. Although I think he did place a trade while he was on his vacay.
He was short the NASDAQ the other day.
Order filled.
Email is up in the chat. dgreen927 at yahoo.com.
Yep.
Want to try to help as many people as we can.
We're gonna get 3 more to see if we
only for top.
So generous. So
order filled.
Your email out there.
We're gonna bring this down.
3 minutes left. Everyone on screen is locked out. We are just hanging on. We gotta just chill. Kill 3 minutes. We did it. We did it, boys. First day in the books. First day of 3. Top Step TV unplugged. That was a good session, to be honest.
Really shout out to Jack, producing the show and taking the best trade of the day.
Yeah, Jack.
Yes. I mean, seriously.
My ears were burning.
We're just giving you your praise, putting on the best trade of the day and working in the box and doing on-air stuff. Oh, a jack of all trades. Probably
Literally.
heard that one before. Probably heard that one before, huh? That's all right. Only 2 minutes left. We can let that joke just wear out. We'll stop feeling like
order filled.
Can't all be winners, y'all.
$100.
Can't all be winners.
Instead of 300.
Minute left.
That's how you do it.
Minute left.
Oh, the humanity.
Oh, the humanity, right? AST really digging the Unplugged show. Thank you. Maybe we'll send out a form after this. And you can all give us 5-star reviews, everybody. We all want 5-star
order
reviews.
filled.
Hey, Nick, guys, if you need me for anything tomorrow, let me know. I'm pretty good all day tomorrow. If you get tired or something, shoot me an email if you need.
1.4 gain.
We might, actually.
Appreciate that.
We'll see.
Order filled.
That'd be amazing. You can come on air anytime you want. Anytime you want.
30s.
Can we make $100?
Oh, Ezekiel, you showed up.
We make $100.
A little bit late,
87.
sir. But tomorrow
Order filled.
and Friday, we will be talking about
87.
ranges a whole lot.
We ended up with 9.
Okay.
87. Can we get it?
Shubo, thank you so much.
We'll do it again tomorrow.
Yes, sir. 8 seconds. And Eddie, you are going to take this thing over. Get us out of here.
Sir.
I don't think I'm going to get
did it
this time.
Ga-ding-ga-ding-ga-ding-ga-ding-ga-ding.
Unless I put in
Jay, go take a nap.
In the books.
Long.
For sure.
Yes, 15 minutes.
Order filled.
Let's get Eddie on here. Close out this day.
63.
Chat, thank you all so much. Doing it again tomorrow.
All right,
same
my
time,
brothers
same
and
time.
sisters.
Here he is.
It's
Well,
been
we got
a very
19.
eventful day here. Once again, lots coming over the wire. Eco numbers pretty mild. Tomorrow, I'm looking right now. Remember, we're here at 7:20.
Order filled.
It's 4:20 in Alaska,
9.
by the way. 7:20 each and every morning. And we got 7:30 number tomorrow. Okay, we got continuing jobless claims. We got import-exports. We got initial jobless claims. Also will be looking for the non-farm productivity, non-farm quarter over quarter trade balance, and that's only just at 7:30. Coming up at 7:45, we got Harker. Hark, I heard the feds sing. We got Harker going to be talking at 7:45. Let's see here. What else we got here? 9 o'clock wholesale inventories, wholesale trades. 9 o'clock. 9:30 natural gas. 10:30 we got a 4 and 8 week bill auction. 11 o'clock vehicle sales. 12 o'clock high noon at Atlanta Fed GDP. And 2:30 Waller will be speaking, and at the close here, I think we got the Fed balance sheet. Lots going on tomorrow, so want to make sure that you get a good night's sleep tonight. Good night's sleep tonight, and be here tomorrow. Remember, tell your friends, right? Tell your fellow traders. I mean, if you like what we're doing here, if you like what's going on, by all means, please do. And taking a look at what we've got going on tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be Thursday. Vince is going to be with us for opening call, Jack and myself. We do have coming up, we do have Fast Markets with Dolby, Jack, and Tim B and Anne Marie. We've got Trade with Top Step. We got Jerome and Gigi DeMonico going to be with us here. Coming up here also for the 12 o'clock hour. That's my hour. We got lunchbox trading. Bring your lunch, bring your box, bring whatever you want to bring. Deanna and Anne Marie. Deanna's going to stick around, and she's going to do Back to the Futures with Coach Jay and Mohammed.
Order filled.
End the day. Dolby, Jay, and Coach Hoop will call it with Power Hour. Power Hour.
Order filled.
There you have it. And taking a look to see what we've got here as far as walking in tomorrow.
Order filled. Order filled.
Remember, folks, we'll be here at 7:20 each and every day in the morning here. Hopefully we get those numbers out. But right now, coming up at 3:15 here, we got At the Buzzer with Coach Jay.
Order filled.
And Coach Paul. That's every day here, Monday through Friday.
Order filled.
Coach Hoop over in the Discord channel at 4:30. Coach Ray at 6 p.m. Coach Vince at 7 p.m. And we're going to be having slow market. I think Jay might be doing slow market 7:30 tonight at Sunday through Thursday. And Deanna, our good friend Deanna, who was on today earlier, will be doing the London Open. It's 3:30 a.m. Central Time, Monday through Thursday. So right now it's your time. Go relax. Get yourself ready for tomorrow. Orders from headquarters. Stay safe. Today. Stay healthy. Tell somebody you love them today. All right? See a smile. Say, you know what? I love you. I love you. And I do love you. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Until we meet again, I'm Eddie Horn. And this has been Top Step TV.
We need to make 1,000 foot, 800. Can we make it? Sure. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Can we get it down? Sure. Watch this.
Order filled.
Damn! What took place there? See that? Back to 15. Cancel that. Chakalaka, thank you very much. If you have any suggestions, any comments, please don't hesitate to let me know. Take care. See you tomorrow. Maybe tonight. If you ring the bell, if you subscribe, you ring the bell, I come on often. More often than not. Thank you kindly.